Hello everybody, this is Hammer Striker here. A little while back, Harry's Holsters contacted us and asked if we were interested in reviewing their holster setup. And of course we're always looking to bring new and interesting things to the channel, so we said yes. And they sent us this kit. Now what they've got is the shell and a number of different accessories for mounting it. They carry this as the Insider series. And it comes in a bunch of different flavors, kind of cool names like KISS, KIS for Keep It Simple, the Overlord, the Executive, and basically what those are variations of this exact shell with different clips and different pre-set up configurations. One of the things I really like about this holster is the fact that it is very customizable. So let me go ahead and pull the gun out of it. This happens to be a Glock 19 Gen 5, and I'll show you that it's unloaded before we go on any further messing around with it. Okay. So, like all the kydex holsters, and this of course is a kydex shell holster, they are custom fit to different firearms. So I ordered this one for the Glock 19 Gen 5, and you can get them in all of the popular concealed carry firearms. I just happened to choose the Glock. And we've also got a couple other holsters we're going to review, and we're going to do them all with this same gun, so we've got some consistency. But that's kind of where the customization need kind of ends, because what you've got is a shell that's fitted to your gun with holes and slots and all sorts of things going on that allow you to customize this shell. They carry a kit called the starter kit, and that's what I asked them to send us. It came configured like this. You have this thing they call the claw that hangs off the end, and I'll describe that in a little bit. And then you have other different clips. And what you can do with these clips is you can remove these, for example, and mount this here for a different configuration. You can use this holster for, on the side, that's typically where I have it. It's right on my hip. For those that like appendix, you can also use this same holster shell for appendix, and you could actually do small of the back with it. And it all gets into just exactly which one of the clips and configurations you do. It is adjustable. When you adjust these screws here, and also at the other side, you're adjusting the tension on the clamshell. You're squeezing it together so you can adjust the retention. And there's little rubber grommets. They're right in here. See if I can get it to focus on them. There's little rubber grommets right in there. And those little rubber grommets do two things. One, they allow it to be a little flexible so it can expand and contract a little bit as the gun goes in, but it keeps it rigid and keeps it solid and allows you to keep the parts tight without having to over tighten anything. They send it to you in the loosest configuration because you can tighten down, it'll kind of crush these little rubber rings a little bit, and they'll kind of remember that position. You can resurrect them by putting them in hot water, but rather than send it tightened down where these are all compressed, they send it loose and let you adjust it. However, what I found is, even in the loosest configuration that they sent it, when I put my gun in it, the gun's not going anywhere. You cannot shake the gun out of it. However, when it comes time to draw it, of course it's going to be a little clumsier in my hand because you can't really secure it right like it would be against your body. When it comes to draw it, it pops right out. Now again, when this was in my belt, it drew a lot smoother than in my hand loose. I found that it was very comfortable. All the edges are rounded. Everything's rounded. There's no pointy edges. Even the guard up here that keeps the sights and the body of the gun away from your body is rounded and smoothed. There's nothing at all sharp on this that's going to bite into any part of you. So overall, there's a lot of attention to detail. Even the holes that are drilled, there's no burrs on any of the holes. So the unused holes aren't going to become something that's going to catch on your clothing or snag things or pull strings. So overall, you've got a very well-constructed holster. It is simple compression retention. It uses the trigger guard shape as part of the retention, and just a little bit of the squeezing tension. But it does actually allow for a very easy draw and a very smooth reholstering. I found that when I reholstered this, when the gun was actually loaded, I kind of just set the gun in there and gravity almost pulled it down and locked it in place. If the gun's not loaded, you got to give it a little bit of a push, but overall it was easy to holster, stayed put, and easy to unholster. So it gave you all the features you'd be looking for in a holster. Now this little thing here, they call it the claw. And I'd said that I'd describe that a little bit later. But if you look at the profile, you've got the belt loop here, a belt loop here. Your belt would come up over the claw and through the loops, And this would be on the inside of your pants facing away from your body. And what it does is it pushes the back of the gun, the grip, in towards your body. So a lot of holsters like this will have a tendency to want to turn out and kind of make the grip stick out at an angle from your body. What this claw does is it pushes up against your pants at the back, kind of forces the gun in, and keeps that grip tight up against your body. It makes it a lot easier to maintain concealed carry without having to cinch your belt down so tight that you can't breathe. Now if you couple this with a high quality gun belt like the Core Essentials that we reviewed a little while back, it's a very solid, it stays right where you put it, and the gun stays right where you put it. Now I did loosen these up on purpose so that I could demonstrate them, but you can adjust these clips. I got a little bit of adjustability. You can adjust this one. Additionally, there's three screw holes, so I can adjust the position up and down. I can also use different screw holes along the body, so I can really customize how deep I carry the gun. I could even flip these over, take these all off, flip them over, and hook them here, so you have a dual at the top where the gun rides very, very low, or down here at the bottom where it rides a little bit higher. When you get into a clip like this one, of course you'd remove these. You get into a clip like this one, it's a swivel, and it allows you to really adjust the cant significantly. And then there's also a single clip, which is pretty much fixed. You can cant it a little bit, but overall that's pretty much fixed. So depending on where you want to put the gun, what amount of tilt you want, how deep you want it, you've got all this various customizability. They're not particularly expensive. The kit like you see here that came with these extra clips, and it also came with a little packet of screws and fittings, little spacers. This whole kit was about $85. One of the other things I'll note is that they use O-rings in strategic locations underneath the various clips and spacers, and what that does is it gives friction. So again, it tries to keep things in position without having to over tighten screws. Now they do recommend that once you get it picked out the way you want it, to use Loctite. They supply a little tube of Loctite-like material. Now this is red, and normally red Loctite would be bad news, but this isn't Loctite, and this is removable and reusable, so that it's not going to seize them up forever. If you choose to use Loctite, the actual Loctite brand, I would use blue, because the actual red Loctite is not removable. And it comes with a little card that explains how to set it up, how to adjust the tension, and how to revive these rubber things if you've tightened it too much. I'll show you that, but I don't imagine you'd be able to read it on screen. And for those that like stickers, of course it comes with a sticker. Overall, it's a well-packaged holster. It didn't come with a lot of fancy boxes that of course add to the price. It came well padded in a padded bag, so that basically you're paying for what you're actually going to deploy on your body, not something that's going to go out with the recycle next week. And it really overall is a well-constructed holster with lots and lots of flexibility and features. And by the way, this thing can be removed, and there's a little spacer in here that you would replace it with if you chose not to use that claw. I did find the claw was actually pretty comfortable, but you can replace it with this spacer and dispense with it without having to buy anything extra. So it's also well thought through. So if you're looking for a very versatile holster, it comes in a lot of different gun manufacturers, and it also is available in a left and right. This happens to be the right-hand version. You can get it in the left-hand version. And they also do a lot of custom holsters. Now this is in what they call the Quick Ship series. Basically, these are pre-made, in stock, ready to go. You can get into some customizations, light bearing holsters and stuff like that, different colors, and those are special order. They may take a little bit longer. But if you just want something quick and you want something really reliable and solid, it's a really good choice. We'll put their contact information in the description of the video. And beyond that, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, and have a great day. Thank you.